Hey there! Before we begin this journey together, I want to explain why I've included prayer and meditation throughout this program. At first, you might wonder, why are these part of a forgiveness journey? The answer is simple, because when we are deeply hurt, we don't just carry this memory, we carry the emotions, the body remembers, the mind repeats the story. The nervous system stays on alert. That's why I created this journey differently. This podcast is for the soul who knows there is more, the one who's been carrying it all for far too long. If you're ready to let go of old stories, to stop replaying the past and start living from your truth, you're in the right place. This is your moment to release the noise and reconnect to what's real. Welcome to Baggage Begun, Healing Hearts and Minds. I'm Tami Mahmali. Before we ask you to forgive, we are first going to guide your mind, your body, and your heart to feel safe enough to forgive. Because when your body feels threatened, it protects itself. And when it protects itself, letting go becomes much harder. That's why forgiveness is not simply a decision, it's a process. Why prayer? One of the greatest lessons I have learned is this. We were never meant to carry everything alone, no matter what you believe. Whatever you call it, God, a higher power, divine wisdom, love, or simply the deepest part of yourself. There is something incredibly healing about pausing long enough to ask for guidance instead of trying to figure everything out by yourself. Prayer is not about asking life to erase your past. It is not pretending that what happened didn't hurt. It is not becoming passive. Prayer is creating space. It's the moment you stop carrying the entire weight of your life on your own shoulders. Research on spiritual practices suggests that for many people, prayer can increase hope, resilience, meaning, and emotional well-being, especially during difficult times. It doesn't erase pain or guarantee healing, but it can help people feel more supported as they move through the process. Why meditation? Meditation serves as a different purpose. Most of us spend our lives reacting. Something happens, a memory appears, someone says something, our body tightens, our thoughts race, and before we realize what's happening, we already replayed the same story for 1,000 times. Meditation interrupts that cycle. It creates a pause, and in that pause, something remarkable happens. You begin noticing instead of reacting. You begin observing instead of becoming overwhelmed. You begin choosing differently instead of repeating the old habits. Studies have found that mindfulness meditation can reduce stress, anxiety, and emotional reactivity for many people when done consistently. It's not a cure, but it can help create the awareness needed for lasting change. So, why combine them? Prayer opens the heart, meditation quiets the mind. Together, they create the inner space where forgiveness becomes possible. Without that space, we often stay trapped inside the same thoughts, the same patterns, the same emotions, the same story, the same identity. Here, we ask you to be willing, because you do not have to be ready to let go and forgive today. In fact, many people are not ready. All I'm asking you is something much smaller. Are you willing to become willing? Sometimes the shift begins with a single sentence. I'm willing to see this differently. I am willing to choose differently. That small opening is enough. Because transformation rarely begins with certainty. It begins with the willingness to dive into the unknown. It might be uncomfortable, but you will find there what's more possible for you. You may wonder why I included them. I've worked with people from many different backgrounds, beliefs, and cultures. One thing I've noticed over and over is that real transformation doesn't happen when we force ourselves to change. It happens when we create enough space, safety, to be honest and to be willing. That's why every phase of this journey includes moments of prayer, reflections, breathing, and meditation. Not because you have to believe what I believe, but because I want to give you moments to slow down, to listen, to reconnect, and to remember that you don't have to carry all this weight, all this burden alone. So as you begin this journey, I want you to remember one thing. Nothing is wrong with you. You're simply human and you're not expected to forgive, let go overnight. We are going to practice the prayers, reflections, taking small steps again and again until you experience the shift. Because letting go is not created in one life-changing moment. It's created in the small moments when you choose over and over to open your heart just a little more than yesterday. So before we begin asking you to let go of the past, we are going to slow down. We are going to breathe. We are going to pray, if prayer feels right for you. We are going to meditate, to slow down. We are going to create enough safety inside your subconscious mind so that forgiveness becomes something you can grow into, not something you force. If you're curious and want to dive deeper, you are in the right space. I ask you to look within for all the things that you want to do, be, and have. Join me at the Baggage Begun Healing Hearts and Minds podcast with new episodes every Wednesday as we discover the path towards healing and transformation.